All right, folks. Sorry for the delay getting online with the headset. I actually forgot it, and my lovely wife went back and picked it up for me. We are ready to go with Black taking the puck down into the Wyoming zone. Verhoeven trying to battle up against the far wall for it. Wyoming gets it, and Verhoeven just throws it and rims all the way around. Pick it up is Honor. Honor bounces it off the wall. Black picks it up off the back wall, and just Honor with it. Shot right off the goalie mask. And we have our first stoppage early on in this game, right at the 34-second mark. And that's going to give us a face-off just to the left of the goaltender. And that is in net. Where do we have the... Sorry, I can't read the number yet. Back to the point. Drop down low. Rimmed around by Felton. Back to Harris. Harris throws it down low. Puck's on the far side half wall. Picked up by Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer throws it over the near side. Wyoming not able to get to it. Chipped up the near side boards. Larson there. And she takes it down low. She's got one of the Wyoming players on her. And then batted down low by Beam. Beam with it. A little bit of dancing around in that corner. She comes up, gives it back to Larson. Larson fires a shot. That goes off of a stick of number 5, I believe, for Wyoming. Fired down low by Harris. Right there, Pfeiffer on the doorstep. Not able to bury that one. And we have another stoppage of play and a face-off down low in the Wyoming zone. We got number 33 for Wyoming. That's Peyton Earl sitting between the pipes for Wyoming. Wyoming picks it up in their own zone. Batted at by Schluchner. Black with a shot. That was Reese with a shot. And then left for one of the Wyoming players. Picked up down low by Hendricks. Hendricks with a quick stop and a reversal. Comes out the far side looking to hand it off. Gets it up to Larson. Larson tries to bat it down low. It hopped over her stick. And Wyoming does, in fact, get it out. Back all the way for Hendricks. Hendricks over to the near side boards. Reese with it, and she backhands it down low. But it pops right back out, and we have an offsides call as South Dakota was not able to keep the puck in the zone. All right, this is our second broadcast of the weekend. Yesterday's we had some technical difficulties. We started off here momentarily with some technical difficulties, but got them resolved. Birch carries it in, and she tries to throw it down low. Up the near side boards, walks to the slot. Birch with it, looking to fire and shoots off the goaltender. Birch picks it back up, but catches an edge and falls back down. Honor batted it down low for Birch, but she wasn't able to get it. All the way over to the far side. Wyoming controlled it temporarily. They get it down deep in their own zone. Birch right there, but not able to get a solid stick on it. Honor again with it. Now Reese, and fired all the way out. That goes all the way down into the South Dakota zone. So we're going to have a face-off in the Wyoming zone. Again, off of an icing call by Wyoming. We're at the 14-14 mark of the first period. Pfeiffer with it, back to the point. Marvisi now with it. She gets it back to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer wasn't quite able to handle that cleanly, but got it back. Shot, and right off the goaltender into the near side corner. Wyoming now with it. Rimmed around all the way over to the far side. Marvisi there to pinch it off and keep it in. Marvisi walks out from the half wall and batted at it, but wasn't able to maintain control. Wyoming gets it, carries it back out. Number 98 for Wyoming takes it in. Shot, save. And in net, we have Repe, as Lincoln was in net yesterday, so we got Repe today. I hope I'm saying that name right. Larson with it. Picked up and brought up out of her own zone. Lost a handle on it. Wyoming picks it up. Thrown towards the net. Marvisi redirects it wide. Picks it up behind the net. Tries to get it up to one of her teammates. Shot whiffed on that. Marvisi gets it up to Schlusner. Schlusner chips it off the glass and all the way into the Wyoming zone. Beat out by Hendricks. Shot and a goal! Hendricks puts that right between the pads of number 33, Peyton Earl. Not even sure she was ready for that one, but that puts Team South Dakota up 1-0 so far in this tilt. Hendricks taking the draw. All the way back. Triplett gets it over to the far side to Harris. Picked up by Reese, and that's thrown down deep into the Wyoming zone. Rimmed around all the way over to the near side. Goes over the stick of Triplett. She's not able to handle that. Harris having to chase that down. She's got a couple Wyoming players on her. Manages to steal the puck back. Had it knocked off again. Rims it around over to the far side where Triplett is. Picked up by Schlusner. She dances around a couple of the Wyoming girls. Takes it in, and that one looked like she was aiming for the coach's head. Incidentally, the puck went out of play into the Wyoming bench. And that coach just nonchalantly just kind of shrugged that one off. That one was going right for him. Going to have a face-off at center ice. Puck's bouncing around. Honor takes it in. Gets it down low, batted away. Verhoeven there, but she's not able to get a stick on it over to the far side. Birch prevents the Wyoming player from doing much with it. Wyoming gets it back. Larson with it and just hammers it down low. Wyoming now picks it up. That was number 19 with it. Hands it off to 9. Black now with it. Gets it up to Verhoeven. Verhoeven carries it and throws it down deep. Wyoming having to chase it down in their own zone. Reversal, but South Dakota gets it back. Honor there with it. She gets bumped up against the board. Centering pass. And Beam right there. Not able to get a clean stick on it. Good positioning. Wrong angle. Black now with it. Tried to center that one. Marvisi got deked out as Wyoming carries it down into the South Dakota zone. Marvisi, good play to recover that. Back up to Felton. Felton hands it off to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer ran into the back of Beam. Wyoming gets it back. They get it out. Marvisi backhands it down low. Wyoming did not get it all the way out, and they control it now in their own zone. Over to the far side. Triplett there. Over to the far side. Picked up by Triplett. Triplett passes it over to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer with it. Gets it up to Felton, but there are a gaggle of Wyoming girls right there, and she's not able to do much with it. Off the boards, back to Triplett. Triplett controlling it now. She takes it behind her own net. And that one's batted around, but Wyoming comes back with it, and they throw it on net. Rimmed around by Triplet all the way up the far side boards, but Wyoming manages to keep it in. Back to the point, we have a penalty being called, and that does it as we get a stoppage of play and a hooking call being made on South Dakota. Let's see who is serving that penalty. And we got Felton going to the sin bin for a hook. We're going to do the face-off down to the right of Rep A. Hendricks there taking the draw. Well, South Dakota does come away with it. Harris carries it in. Gets it down low. Has it taken away from her, thrown up the near side boards. Reese was able to keep it in temporarily, then all the way back for Birch. And that's an icing call as Wyoming was not able to keep the puck in the zone. Wyoming gets it out of their own zone. Larson with it. She just throws it down low. It doesn't go very far. Second attempt, Wyoming gets it past Larson all the way down to Birch. Birch takes it behind the net. Quick reversal. Comes out the near side. Another reversal. And rims it all the way around and throws it up and out. It's a race for the puck. Reese putting on a little burst of speed. And Wyoming decides they spin away from Reese and comes flying up the ice. Birch with a great stick picks up the puck, looking to hand it off. Referee got a little bit in the way there. Honor with it, dancing around a little bit, ends up losing a handle on it. Now Larson picks it up. She comes up through the neutral zone, walks to the center, tries to get it over to Black. Black with a good attempt there. And we have a too many player penalty on the ice for Wyoming. So with 26 seconds left in the Wyoming power play, they're going to go down, and they're going to play 4-on-4 for the next minute and a half, for the next 26 seconds, and then it'll be an abbreviated South Dakota power play. So there's going to be a lot of open ice out here for these girls. In this particular scenario, what you want to be able to do is move the puck, not necessarily there's a lot of ice. You want to get open, but most importantly, make sure the puck's moving around. Centering pass, that goes off of Honor. Batted down low. Hendricks over on the far side. Hendricks throws it back down low for Honor, picks it up. Back up to Hendricks. Over to the far side to Triplet. Triplet gets it back to Hendricks. She's not able to handle that. Colorado is, they got lucky there. They had a player come on the ice a little too early. I'm sorry, I did say Colorado. My wife pointed that out. I used to do a bunch of games for Colorado. It's South Dakota. Off the near side half wall. Past Hendricks, all the way down into the South Dakota zone. And that is an icing call on Wyoming. So we're going to have a face-off all the way back down in the Wyoming zone. Hunter taking the draw. Birch with it on the half wall. She takes it down low. Maintained control of it for a short period of time. Batted away from the Wyoming player, picked up by Hendricks. Hendricks throws it towards the net. It goes wide. Honor gets it down low. Batted up, back up to Honor. Over to the far side. Thrown on net. Great save by the goaltender. Triplett now with it. Back to Triplett from Honor. Triplett stuck in the corner with the puck now. Had it taken from her, rimmed all the way around. That one's picked off by Beam. Beam back up, or I'm sorry, that wasn't Beam, that was Birch. Up to Beam. Shot blocked up front. 22 seconds left on the South Dakota power play. Knocked away from Birch. Up the wall to Beam. Beam with it. She does a quick reversal. Down low. And backhands it down over to Schluchner. Schluchner with it. Walks to the front. Shot blocked. Another shot blocked. Triplett bats it into the far side corner. Rimmed all the way over to the far half wall. Back up to the point to Harris. Thrown down low. To the slot. Another. It's a shooting gallery. Another shot. Back up to the point. Birch with it. She throws it down low. Goes just wide of the net. Marvisi looking to pick it up. Wyoming gets it, and they just rip it all the way down. And that's going to be an icing call on Wyoming. Wyoming needed that. Shots on goal is currently 2-12 with the Wyoming goaltender Earl seeing a fair number of shots early on in this first period. Pfeiffer there. She had her pocket picked just enough to keep from getting a solid shot off. Back to the point. Shot by Harris and covered up by Earl as we get another stoppage of play. Verhoeven was right there on the doorstep looking to bury that one. Pfeiffer taking the draw. Harris not able to keep that one in. Wyoming's number 40 comes up through the neutral zone into the South Dakota zone and down the slot, gets a shot off, but not a clean one. Repe had no problem seeing that one as she gloved that one down. Hendricks taking the draw. Wyoming wins that one. Fired towards the net, blocked up front. Schluchner there to kick at it with her skate. Back down into the South Dakota zone. Pretty sure in some of the more recent broadcasts I've said Colorado inadvertently a couple times. When you do a bunch of games for a particular team, it tends to become automatic. And we have another penalty being called. And let's see what it is. The referee is calling a rough, and I believe that's going to be on Wyoming. That's going to put Team South Dakota back on a power play. We're at the 4:43 mark of the first period. So this period is starting to wind down. Marvisi taking the draw. Back to the point. Over to the near side to Black. Black with it. Over to Schluchner. Solid shot. But that goaltender did a great job. And finally, Pfeiffer bats that one in the back of the net right through the 5-hole. And that puts South Dakota up 2-0 late in this first period. Thank you for joining in our broadcast today. It looks like we got a timeout, so We got about a minute or so. We'll be back. Stick with us. We still got the remainder of the first period to play. Scores 2-0, as you can see by the scoreboard. Shots on goal currently 16-3. Wyoming struggling a little bit in this game so far, but we'll see if they can up their intensity and get back in the game. Meantime, stick with us. We still got the remainder of the first period to go. All right, we're back. Marvisi gets that one up to Pfeiffer. Chipped out, and South Dakota controlling it in their own zone, but not solidly. Pops out of the zone. Wyoming gets control of it, looking to hand it off. Triplett now with it on the far side. Over to Marvisi. Marvisi not able to control that solidly. Wyoming down low. Marvisi with a great stick forces it up off the glass. Picked up by Felton. Up to Beam, but Wyoming controlling it. Beam backhands it to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer brings it over the blue line and ends up handing it off to one of the Wyoming players, but does get it back on the half wall, battling against a couple Wyoming players for it. Puck was stalled out for a little bit there, rims around over to the near side boards. Picked up by Wyoming, brought through the neutral zone. They end up losing a handle on it. Over to the far side. Number 40 carries it in. Dancing to the center, hands it off. Shot from the slot. Wyoming still controlling it in the South Dakota zone. That intensity I talked about right as they took the timeout, this is what Wyoming needed. They needed a little bit of intensity to finish off this period with. And it looks like South Dakota's starting to turn it up a little bit more to match the Wyoming intensity. Backhander over to Black. That was a little too high for her. She wasn't able to control it. Over to the far side, chipped off the board. South Dakota with it. Wyoming steals that back and throws it down low. Larson there. Goes off a skate and into the South Dakota zone. That went off of one of the South Dakota skates and into the zone, but they called a offsides on that one. 1:54 left in the first period. Shots on goal 16-5, so Wyoming has gotten the last couple shots on goal. Backhanded down low into the Wyoming zone. They pick it up. Backhanded up and out. Harris now with it. Tries to get it up and ends up passing it off of one of the Wyoming skates off the back wall to Marvisi. Marvisi hit number 81, and 81 with a great shot. Great save, though, by Repe as she managed to keep that one out of the zone. Face-off just to the left to Repe. Wyoming comes away with that one. And a little bit of a trip there that's not called. South Dakota got away with one. Wyoming's doing a great job. Like I said, they have to turn up the intensity, and they did it. Let's see if they can keep it going for the whole game, though. Reese ended up trying to pass the puck from her knees. Hendricks now with it, carries it around behind the net, brings it out the same side, looking to hand it off, and pops not out of the zone, still in. Finally, Triplett managed to get it out, but Wyoming gets it and gets it right back in. Birch, round behind the net, using that speed of hers, pops out the neutral zone and into the Wyoming zone. Bounced off the boards. A lot of whacking at the puck right now. Picked up by Beam in the near side corner. Backhanded towards the net. Hendricks racing to get it, but Wyoming does first. Beam right there. Steals that puck, comes up the near side boards. Quick reversal. Back down into the corner. And the puck has stalled out right in that corner, right by the Zam doors. Hopefully nobody gets their stick stuck in there. That sucks when that happens. Little bit of help. Beam comes away with it just as the horn sounds. And Wyoming really turning up the intensity at the end of that second period, or that end of the first period. So let's see if they can keep it up for the rest of the game. But that's what they needed. We'll be back in about a minute and a half or so for the start of the second period. They're doing 2-minute intermissions between the first and second, and then they will do an ice resurfacing between the second and the third. So we'll be back. Stick with us. Still got 2 more periods of hockey to be played. All right, here we go. Start of the second period. 17 minutes on the clock. Both teams ready and raring to go. South Dakota wins that face-off. Stolen by Triplett. Triplett goes wide. Lost the handle on the puck. Still trying to get it back and does. Throws it down low. Picked up by number 30 for Wyoming. Rimmed around all the way over to the near side. Birch putting some pressure on. And able to keep the puck in. Now Pfeiffer over on the far side, looking to hand it off. She's got one of the Wyoming players on her. Felton with it, gets it and throws it down low over to the near side. Pfeiffer with it, walking to the center. You were leaning over and it was cutting the view off. Wyoming with it. Trying to get it out of their own zone. They pick it up, take it behind the net. Triplett not able to control it. A little backhand pass by Felton over to the far corner. And the puck is kind of stalled out there. Wyoming gets it, bounces it off the boards. Thrown towards the net. Batted away by Earl. Pfeiffer chips it up and does pop out of the zone. Picked up by Birch. She throws it towards Schluchner, and she's not able to gather that up. And we have a offsides call. And a face-off in the neutral zone, just a little bit off to our right. Wyoming controlling it off the face-off. Schluchner tries to get it up to Reese. They do not connect. Wyoming gets it, fires it over to the near side, and that is covered up by Repe as it trickled down to her. Technically, I guess that counts as a shot on goal, but it wasn't controlled and wasn't really a shot. Just kind of went her way. Just a little gaggle of them right in that corner. Wyoming gets it and chipped down low, but we have an offsides call being made by the official. So we should have a face-off just in front of the Wyoming bench. Barbisi with it, gets it up to Triplett. Triplett carries it in, and she gets bumped up against the boards. Honor now with it. She gets her stick lifted there and passed it back down. The slot and shot for Verhoeven that just went wide of the net. Triplett picks it up in her own zone. Gets it up to Honor. Honor chips it up to Black. Black back to Honor with a nice little backhand pass. Honor gets it down low. Honor still controlling it. Walks to the center. Shot. Verhoeven's right there, but not able to get a stick on it. Honor walks out. Back to Verhoeven. Marvisi now with it. She throws it off of the leg of Verhoeven. Verhoeven again with it. Down to Honor, over to Black. Black with it, centering pass. Black gets it back. Wyoming gets it, and they throw it out of the zone. Marvisi wasn't able to keep that one in. Up to Verhoeven, not able to control that. Marvisi to Honor. Honor wasn't able to get that one in. Good stick work by Wyoming. And their intensity's still going. Starting to give South Dakota some fits. Up to Beam. Beam carries it in. Walks around one of the Wyoming players. Shot saved by Earl as she gloves that one down. Little chip play by, I believe that was Beam that got that shot off. So we are going to have a face-off deep in the Wyoming zone. Current score 2-0, 13 minutes on the clock in the second period. Beam backhands that down low. Felton with it behind the net. Walks out to the front, takes a shot, and that was a really bad angle shot. Beam forces a pass all the way over to the far side. Birch there to pick it up. Pfeiffer was able to keep that one in. Walks off the blue line, walks down, shot partially blocked. Ended up behind the net. Wyoming again with it. They rim it around over to the near side boards. Picked up by Birch and backhanded on net. And Earl covers that one up, and we get another stoppage of play. over to the far side. Wyoming gets that one and just throws it all the way down. They are calling an icing on that one, as they should have. And that we will take that all the way back for a face-off just to the right of Earl. .12:16 left in the second period. Puck ends up behind the net. A little bit of a battle there. Reese passes it up. Wyoming picks it up, but not able to get it past Harris. Backhanded up the boards. Not out. Hendricks takes a whack at it. Then Harris. Finally, Wyoming does get it out past Hendricks. And Harris bats that one out. Schluchner tried to get it up to Reese. They do not connect. Wyoming now controlling it. Bounces it off the far side boards. They pick it back up. Number 42 decides she's going to carry it in. Shot wide of the net. Backhanded over to Harris. Rimmed around. Over to Reese. Reese with it. She loses it to one of the Wyoming players. Picks it back up on the half wall. Throws it up and out. Marvisi. She walks in. Marvisi shot at a goal! Marvisi steals that one. Gets around the Wyoming players and buries it in the back of the net. No assists on that one. That puts South Dakota up 3-0 in this game so far. Marvisi, who's normally playing D, decided she was going to do it all that time. Black gets the puck, centering pass. Honor with it. She gets it back. Honor looking to hand it off. Not able to get it to Black. Triplet there, and she just throws that down below the goal line. Picked up by Wyoming. Backhanded up and out. Over to the near side boards. Triplet there. Over to Verhoeven. Verhoeven backhands it down low. Takes it behind the net, looking to hand it off. Gives it to Birch. Birch down the far side, bounces it off the back boards. Picks up her own pass. Rimmed around over to the far side. Honor now with it. She walks off of the far side boards, and Wyoming does get it back. First attempt to get it out, not successful. Birch now with it. Up the near side boards, chipped up and out. Verhoeven gets it, and she just throws that down low and tries to chase it down. Centering pass off the back of the net. Picked up by Honor. Chipped up, Honor gets it back. Or sorry, that wasn't Honor, that was Black. Shot, dinger off the crossbar and ends up underneath the pads of Earl. That one nearly made it a 4-goal game. But that's when the goaltenders love the net. The iron in the net keeps that puck out of the back of it. Wyoming not able to get it out. Chipped back to the point. Harris with it. Shot towards the net. That was on the ice, an easy block. And Beam gets that one and just throws that back down. Wyoming's number 28 picks it up. Not able to get it past Felton. Felton with it behind the net. She comes out the near side. Tried to pass that off. Good stick work. And Larson picks it up in the far side corner down around the Wyoming net. And Wyoming seems to have lost their intensity. Harris back now with the puck. She takes it down low, carries it behind the net. Back up through the slot, had it knocked off of her stick. Shot by Larson, that doesn't make it to the net. And we got another penalty being called on Wyoming. as they are going to touch the puck, and we got a trip call being made. And it is a tripping call. Let's see who's going to the box for that one. Number 81 for Wyoming is going to the sin bin. That is Willow Koltiska. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. My apologies. Face-off just to the left of the goaltender. Beam with it. Dances around out the blue line. Keeps it in. Looking to hand it off. Backhand stick. Able to get the puck out of harm's way temporarily. Birch using her speed to get around everybody. Leaves it for Hendricks. And she gets pinched up against the boards in the near side corner. Hendricks with it back. She throws it down low for Triplett. Triplett with it. Had it knocked away from her. Number 42 for Wyoming picks it up, throws it up the board. Beam right there, but puck got around her. And we have no call there, as that was that should have been a checking call. South Dakota got away with another one, and we have an offsides call being made. I'm pretty sure the Wyoming coach is going to have some words with the officials about that one. I agree wholeheartedly with you. Schlusner walks in, shot wide of the net. Pfeiffer with it. Back to the point. Harris over to Schlusner. Schlusner with the initial shot. I did not see who scored that one. But South Dakota buries another one on a power play. And that is Black leading the handshake line. So we'll go ahead and credit that one to Black for right now. That puts South Dakota up 4-0. Both teams now back at full strength. Well, South Dakota wasn't down. Wyoming wins that faceoff. Chipped up. Not able to control that. Triplett now with it. Backhanded over to Larson, but that's picked up by Verhoeven. Verhoeven does not hit Black, but Black picks it up before it becomes an icing call. Back up to the slot. Shot saved by the goaltender, and Earl covers that one up. And we get another quick stoppage of play with 6:49 left in the second period. Triplett backhands that one down low. Wyoming's number 26 gets it. 6 gets it. Larson rips one, but misses the net. Hits behind the net. Did you know that the loudest or the hardest sounding slap shots are always the ones that miss the net? Another shot at a goal. Black with a second one. She picks up the trash up front. It looked like it bounced off a player or two. And Black buries another one. That puts South Dakota up 5-0 in this tilt so far. Wyoming did a really good job towards the end of the second, or end of the first, beginning of the second, to really up their intensity level. I think South Dakota started matching that, and that's where we ended up where we're at right now. Beam gets that and just throws that down low. Picked up by Wyoming behind their own net. Throw it up the far side boards. That goes all the way. No icing there. Harris gets to it first. Walks out. Has it taken from her. Wyoming walked in. Looked like the Wyoming player, number 81, lost an edge. Beam now with it. She takes it behind the net. Beam backhands it up. Wyoming player gets it back deep into the South Dakota zone. Wyoming still controlling it. And backhanded down low by 81. Good work there. That went off the cage of Birch. She had it knocked off of her stick. Shot! And that goes just wide of the net. Repe did not have to make a save there. But that caught her off guard. Got a little kerfluffle down low. Birch gets that one and throws that right at her own players' heads. So we get a stoppage of play as that ends up in the South Dakota bench. So we're going to put that one at center ice. And Hendricks is going to take the draw against number 32. South Dakota wins that one. Marvisi with it. Marvisi gets it up and brought in by Wyoming. Batted up and back out. Hendricks now with it. She's got Reese with her. Gets around the Wyoming defender. Backhands that towards the net. Puck's bouncing around. And Wyoming did a great job of getting the stick in the way around Marvisi. Number 26 for Wyoming takes it to the net. Larson now with it. Larson not able to get around the player, but does manage to get it deep. Wyoming controlling it. Honor picks it up. Nope, she overskated that one. Marvisi gets it down low. Batted past her by one of the Wyoming players. Wyoming gets it back out of their own zone. Sorry about the camera work there. Picked up by number 32. She skates in. Shot! Saved by Repe. Centering pass. And Reese was not able to get to that puck, but Honor does. And we have an offsides call at the 3:59 mark of the second period. South Dakota with a pretty hefty lead in this game so far. Shots on goal is 32-8 as Wyoming they need to bring their intensity back up and see if they can beat out South Dakota with it. They did a really good job at the end of that first period doing just that. Shot goes off of the goaltender's shoulder and ends up behind the net. Wyoming now picks it up. Carries it up into the South Dakota zone. Picked up by Verhoeven. She manages to get it out. Chipped past her. And Harris with it. She gets that, crosses over the red line and throws it down deep. Rims around all the way over to the near side. Thrown back over to the far side. Marvisi there. And batted at, and that's going to go all the way down. We have an icing call, but it won't make it as Triplett was able to get to the puck. She leaves it for one of her own players, but number 40 picks that one up. Marvisi is able to get it out, but Wyoming now with control of it. Batted off the near side boards all the way down. And Repe just covers that one up, and we get a stoppage of play. And a face-off to her right. Towards the end of the second period. 2:56 left in the second period of this game so far. Marvisi now controls it. She throws it down just wide of the goaltender. Goaltender takes a swipe at it. Marvisi again with it. Centers it up to Birch. Birch with a shot. Great save by Earl. That one was through a screen, and she managed to get her shoulder on it. Birch now with it. Throws it down low for Beam. Beam bounces it off the near side boards. Up to Pfeiffer. Beam now with it. She carries it in and backhands it down low. Wyoming picks it up. Quick stoppage of play. Throws it up. Larson picks that one off. Walks to the center. Shot off of a shin guard. And Wyoming picks it back up, carries it up through the neutral zone. And we have a penalty being called. And we got a body checking call made. Not sure who it's on. Birch going to the box. That's going to put Wyoming on a power play at the 1:57 mark of the second period. So if Wyoming is not able to score, we will run this out, and then there'll be 3 seconds left on the power play for Wyoming to start the third period. Shot blocked up front by Hendricks. Centering pass. Hendricks picks it up and gets it and throws it all the way down. That will go for an icing call. At the 1:37 mark of the second period. Good shot right off the faceoff, but it goes wide of the net. Picked up by Triplett. Triplett's got a couple of Wyoming players on her. Wyoming comes away with it. Shot, and Repe just flashed that leather, and that was it. That play was over. Repe made that one look easy. 1:22 left in the second period. 1:26 left on the penalty for Birch. Marvisi gets it up to Honor. She does manage to get it out. Over to Black. Black's not able to handle that one as it grenades off her stick. Up the near side boards. Wyoming's number 40 carries it up. Hands it off to number 10. Shot, and Repe with another great glove save. That one was earmarked for the net, but Repe just flashed the leather, and that was it. That was done. We're going to have the face-off just to the left, right of Repe. Larson carries the puck up through the neutral zone, throws it down low. Rimmed around all the way over to the near side. Wyoming now picks it up. Chipped up and backhanded out. Wyoming's number 19 carries it in. Tried to center that one. Puck's bouncing around. And pops up and out. I think South Dakota got a stick on it and threw it all the way down. 15 seconds left in this period. Past Verhoeven. Larson gets it and just fires it all the way down. That is on net. That would have gone wide if the goaltender. And we have an offsides call there as Harris was not able to keep that one in. She was probably only an inch or two offsides though. So it was a great attempt. 2.2 seconds left in the period. Then we're going to do an ice resurfacing. And we'll be back for the third period and the remainder of this power play, which is only going to be about 3 to 4 seconds. That horn says we're done with the second. So stick with us. Current shots on goal, 34-12 in favor of 34-12 in favor of South Dakota. South Dakota has 3 seconds left on their penalty kill. And the current score, as you can see by the scoreboard, is 5-0. Stick with us. We got one more period of hockey to be played. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. If you are, please like and subscribe to the channel. That helps us. We're almost to the halfway mark of what we need. We need 1,000 subscribers. We are just a hair under 500 right now. So we're slowly making our way up, but every little bit helps. Please get your friends and family that want to enjoy the broadcast to like and subscribe to the channel too. In the meantime, We're going to take a quick, watering break, and then we'll be back in just a minute, or just about 13 minutes for the start of the third period. All right, folks, we are back. Start of the third period. Both teams have taken the ice. Refs are out. Nets have been set. We're doing a quick, just little skate around, and then we will be ready to go. So we're just waiting on the puck drop. There goes the whistle. Refs are taking the ice, so we are seconds away from puck drop. As I stated at the end of the second period, there's 3 seconds left on the Birch penalty. That should run out pretty quick. Then South Dakota will be back at full strength. And let's see if Wyoming's gonna bring the intensity like they did at the end of the first, beginning of the second. So we'll see how this goes. And here we go. South Dakota wins that one. Verhoeven with it. Throws it off the far side boards. Not able to get the puck deep. Does on the second attempt. Down into the Wyoming zone. Triplett gets it. Throws it towards the net. It goes wide. Redirected into the corner by Earl. Black now with it. Centered that one. Not able to do much with it. Verhoeven picks the pocket, and the puck's stuck to the ice. That happens when there's a little bit of water on the ice sometimes. Not much you can do about it. Back to the point. Triplett shot, and that one was shoveled towards the net. Ended up going way wide. Picked up by Birch with her speed. Chipped up by Wyoming. Number 9 gets it and throws it out. That goes off the skate of Triplett. Triplett with it. She throws it into the bench, and that is a stoppage of play, and we're going to have a face-off. See where they're going to do that one. Right in front of the Wyoming bench is where it looks like. Pfeiffer taking the draw, going against number 6 for Wyoming. That is Momsen. Nope, they're saying center ice, which is actually the right call because that's where the puck was shot from. Pfeiffer and Momsen. And Momsen wins that one, ends up back in the Wyoming zone. Wyoming gets it, thrown up the far side boards. And Wyoming comes away with that. Pops out of the zone. Batted pass number 6 by Pfeiffer. 36 picks it up for Wyoming. Good puck protection there. Tried to chip it up, but too many players are in the way. Harris with it. Shot towards the net. Great kick save by the goaltender. Felton gets it, gets hauled down, but no call there. I'm okay with that because South Dakota's got away with a couple. It's about time for Wyoming to get away with one. That goes all the way, and that's an icing call on South Dakota. So we are going to take the face-off down in the South Dakota zone. Birch with it, comes flying around behind the net. Hands it off to Black. She whiffs on that. Picked up by Larson in the slot. Larson brings it up through the neutral zone. Tries to get that down low and pops up and out of the zone. Birch again with it. She's not able to get it out. And finally Larson does on the second attempt. Wyoming's doing a good job of getting their stick in the way. 81 with it. Tried to pass that through a couple of South Dakota players. Not able to do so. Wyoming does pick it back up. Chipped up. And now Schlusner with it. She tried to pass that through number 55. Not able to do so. Larson picks it up down low. And she just fires that. That's going to be an icing call on South Dakota. So we're going to take the face-off down in the South Dakota zone. Puck is dropped. Great speed there by Black. Not able to get it out cleanly, though, as we have an offsides call as Wyoming chipped it back in. Get a redo that. 14-13 left in the third period. Won by South Dakota. Triplet with it. Over to the far side, and that puck's taken off the stick of Marvisi. Triplet gets it behind the net. She rims it around over to the far side. Verhoeven there. She gets it around the Wyoming defender. Little 3-on-1. Black gets it to Honor. Honor redirects it towards the net, but not able to get a shot off as it rolled off the tip of her stick. So we are going to have a face-off down in the Wyoming zone at the 13:49 mark of the third period. Wyoming doing a pretty good job of getting the puck up and out of their zone. Pfeiffer back to Harris. Harris shot just wide of the net. Picked up by Birch on the far side. Thrown down low. Felton there. Birch chips it off the back wall. Up to Felton. Felton with a shot. Saved by Earl as she had that one earmarked right for her gloves. So we end up with another stoppage of play and a face-off at the 13:30 mark of the third period. Pfeiffer again taking the draw. Down low. Felton had it knocked away from her. Chipped up by pass beam. Birch again with the head of steam. Comes up through out of her own zone. Gets it up to Pfeiffer. Harris picks it up. Harris walks in. Shot! Saved by Earl. Harris showed a little burst of speed there to get to the front of the net. But Earl just great save. Wyoming picks it up. Backhands it into the South Dakota zone, but Beam is right there. She backhands it off the backboards. Picked up by Reese. Reese gets it up to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer rolled off of her stick. Schlusner gets around the Wyoming defender. Shot towards the net off the glove of Earl. Hendricks with it. Shot blocked by one of the South Dakota players. And Hendricks banks it off the back of the goaltender from behind the net and puts another one in the goal for South Dakota. That one was at the 12:15 mark, and I believe that was Hendricks that scored that one. And South Dakota up 6-0 now. Wyoming gets that one off the faceoff. Backhanded down low. Triplet bounces it off the near side boards. Shot and a save by Earl. Kicked that one out over to Reese. Reese was not able to get a stick on it. Another shot wide of the net. Picked up on the near side boards by Hendricks. Hendricks now controlling it. Looking to center it off. Over to Black. Sorry, Reese. Reese with it. She tried to throw it towards the net. Went off of a stick. Now behind the net by Schlusner. Over to the far side. Larson hammers it down low. Schlusner with it. Had it knocked off her stick. She gets it back over to Hendricks. Hendricks tried to get it over to Triplet. Triplet not able to bury that one. Wyoming comes out of their own zone. Kept down low as it rolls off of Schlusner's stick. Picked up by Larson. Larson over to the far side. Not able to get it up and out. Now Triplet with it. Stops behind the net. Tries to pass it up the boards. Reese now with it. Centered it up to Schlusner, and she's not able to get that out as Wyoming picks that one off. No hand pass there as number 6 picked it up herself over to the near side boards. Triplett with it behind the net. Over to the far side. Picked up by Hendricks. Hendricks skates it in. Backhands it towards the net. It goes just wide. Picked up by Verhoeven. But, well, it wasn't picked up by Verhoeven. Wyoming got to it first. Rimmed around over to the near side. Past Marvisi. Marvisi walks to the center. Gives it over to Verhoeven. Shot. And a save by the goaltender. Good look by Marvisi. Good shot. Better save. .9:40 left in the third period. Harris with it. Thrown towards the net. Wonderful kick save by Earl. She was able to keep that one out of the net. Marvisi tries to get it over to Verhoeven again. Picked up by Honor. Honor with a quick change of direction. Takes it behind the net. Good puck protection by Honor. Had it batted away for only a split second and picked back up. Wyoming gets it, rims it around over to the far side. Harris there to pick it up. She takes it behind the net. Tries to center that one, goes off a stick. Honor again with it. Batted away from her and chipped up and out. Black got beat out to that one. And a missed opportunity by Wyoming to bury one on an open net past Repe. Harris steals that one, gets it over to Verhoeven. Verhoeven with it. Chipped up and out as Wyoming picks it back up. Sorry about the camera work there. I was not in the field of play. Beam with it now. Tried to chip that one up to Verhoeven on second attempt. Goes all the way. No icing there. Picked up by Wyoming in their own zone. Batted off the near side boards. Up and out past Triplett. Down below the goal line. Behind the net. Beam picks it up. Off the back boards. Back over to Beam. Beam over on the far side. Throws it up off a skate. Kept in by Wyoming. Picked up down low by Triplett. Triplett reverses. Back over to Beam. And Wyoming steals that one back. Sorry, that was Birch, not Beam. Rimmed around. Now Beam picks it up on the far side half wall. Gets it up to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer carries it in. Gets around one of the Wyoming defenders and gets a shot on net. Up high, but Earl had no problem saving that one. Birch with it. Picked up by Triplett. Triplett carries it in. Shot towards the net. Goes off of a skate. Batted up. Schlusner down low. Back up to the point. Shot by Reese. Save. Reese gets that one and just chips it down low. Wyoming has to pick it up at the 7-minute mark of the third period. We haven't had a stoppage in a while. And Wyoming kicked at it. Not able to get it out as Hendricks is right there. And finally batted up and out by Wyoming. Reese picks that one up and she throws that down low. Schlusner racing to get it to it first. And she has her stick lifted right at the last second. Up to the point. Larson with a shot. That was a little shovel shot that was fluttering a little bit. Hard to figure out where that one's going. Harris now with it. Tried to get around a couple of the Wyoming players. Thrown down low. Harris picks it back up. Batted off the near side boards. Wyoming gets it up to 55. They carry it in. Wyoming now, they've started to get their feet moving here halfway through this third period. Rimmed around all the way over to the far side. Picked up right at the blue line and thrown down low. Number 55 walks in. Shot, save, and rebound. Gets past Repe to give Wyoming their first goal of the game. And it is a running clock right now due to the goal differential in the third period. So we're at the 5:20 mark and counting left in this third period. Somebody definitely said something about a shutout. Wasn't me. Marvisi with it. Loses a handle on it. Pops out of the zone. Thrown off the near side boards. Marvisi with it. Gets around one of the Wyoming players. Hands it off to Honor. Chipped up and out. Honor with the puck. Gets it back to Birch. Birch to Marvisi. Marvisi up to Verhoeven, and we have an offsides call being made as the puck did not cross the line first. So that'll put us with a face-off right in front of us. 4:15 left in the third period and counting. As I said, it's a running clock. Black with the puck. Brings it back down into their own zone. Wyoming comes away with the puck. Shot saved by Repe. Marvisi now with it. One of the Wyoming players stole the puck. Batted down low. Marvisi again with it. She had it knocked away from her. Centering pass to the slot, and we have a penalty being called. And, yep, that's my daughter. Marvisi going to the box for a body checking. .336. Yeah. If that's all they called, they might have called a 2 and a 10. It's just a misconduct. I don't think they did. I think it's just 2 minutes. Wyoming on a power play. Thrown up but not out as Wyoming controls it on the half wall. Over to the half wall again. Triplett bounces it off the boards and out. Pfeiffer racing to get to it. Wyoming does first. And they backhand it up, and Larson picks that one up. Larson bounces it off the near side boards up to Beam. Beam with it. She backhands it down low. And that one is an icing. So we're going to have a face-off down in the South Dakota zone as Beam had not achieved the red line. Birch battling for it and thrown towards the net, and Repe just gloves that one down, and we get a stoppage of play. Again, time is running due to the goal differential. We're at the 2:15-ish mark of the third period. Birch now with it. She carries it behind the net. Hands it off to Harris. Harris comes flying up through her own zone. Odd man rush on a penalty kill. Harris shot, save, backhander, and Earl had that underneath her. Great save by Earl as the Marvisi penalty is winding down, but she cannot take the ice until the puck drops. Penalty is over. Marvisi waiting to come out, and she does. Heads to the bench. Picked off by Triplett, shot wide of the net. Knocked away from the Wyoming player, number 6 by Triplett. Batted at, puck's right there. Earl covers it up, and we get another stoppage of play and a face-off to her right. 1:10 left in the third period. Black right there looking for the Hattie. She's not able to bury that one. Rimmed around over to the near side boards. Wyoming gets it up and out, but Honor is right there putting some pressure on and does not let the Wyoming players get a solid shot. Centering pass, good stick there. Picked up by Triplet. And Larson battling behind the net. We're in the final 25 seconds of the third period as time is winding down. Up and out. They are waving off the icing. Verhoeven racing to get to it, but gets beat out by number 36. Rimmed around over to the far side. Honor picks it off the board, but not able to do much with it. Wyoming picks it back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shot. Birch blocked that one. And that horn signals the end of the game. South Dakota over Wyoming 6-1 on a decisive victory. Thank you for joining our broadcast today. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go get your friends and family, just like voting, and bring them out and like and subscribe our channel. That would help us. In the meantime, everybody have a great evening. We'll be back here for another game against North Dakota tomorrow, I believe at 11 o'clock. And that should be another fun one. All the games with North Dakota have been pretty tight. So let's see if South Dakota can bring their scoring. In the meantime, again,